Hello and welcome to Delightful, Delicious, Delovely. My name is Elise, and today I am going to be making a vegan cabbage cake or a vegan stuffed cabbage tower. I'm going to make it in a big deep casserole, this casserole pan. But yeah, let's just get started here. So, oh, by the way, I tried this vegan eggnog. This is silk eggnog. It's really fucking good. I like it. And it doesn't seem as fattening as real eggnog. I don't know, half a cup has 80 calories, I guess. That seems not that bad. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to start with about a tablespoon or so of olive oil. I don't know if anybody out there watches the Bosch, B-O-S-H, videos on vegan cooking. They're really awesome. They're shot really well. They're like a minute long typically, and I'm particularly fond of that Indian music they use sometimes. But anyway, their recipes always look really good, but I have noticed really a conspicuous use of a lot of oil. They seem to just dump the oil on everything, and I try to keep that to a minimum. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add to the olive oil. I'm adding a small onion or a medium onion that I diced, and one stalk of celery, and this is about 1.5 of those 8-ounce packages of mushrooms. I had an old one and a new one, and I'm just using them all because mushrooms reduce to almost nothing when you cook them. So this is on high heat. This is going to take a little bit to cook down. I'm not going to make you watch me do it. Just saute it until the onions and the celery are soft and the mushrooms are reduced. And yeah, I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be back. I'm back. Okay, these look good. I'm going to add some more ingredients. First of all, I'm going to add, this is probably 4 or 5 cloves of garlic that I minced. Add that. That's an optional thing. Some people don't like garlic. I happen to like it a great deal. And it's good for you. I'm also going to add, this in this bowl is a block of tofu that I froze and then thawed out. When you freeze it and thaw it, it loses that slimy texture, and it becomes like an old rotting kitchen sponge. It's very spongy texture, which actually, when you cook it with mushrooms and onions and stuff, gives it sort of more of a ground beef texture to it. So I froze it, I thawed it, I squeezed all the water out of it, and now I'm crumbling it into this pan. I learned this method of making a fake meat from the moose wood. I think it was a moose wood cookbook I used to cook from in the 80s. They have a shepherd's pie in there. Vegetarian? Yeah, vegan, I don't know. Whatever. They have a shepherd's pie in there that I used to make all the time. Oops, I made a mess. And the faux beef layer on their recipe was crumbled up tofu like this, and I think crumbled up walnuts and onions and soy sauce, maybe I think that was basically the meat layer in their recipe. But I've stolen the frozen tofu thing. All right. Oh shit! God damn it! Things in my sink really like to splash the water back up at me. I'm also going to add this bag of Beyond Meat beefy crumbles. I happen to love Beyond Meat, especially like their chicken strips. I've been working a day job these days in some post-production in reality TV, and I have to work, real hours every day, and I come home exhausted. And for dinner, for like the last 3 nights in a row, I had a bag of Beyond Meat chicken strips that I just microwaved, which I never do. I hate the microwave. Microwaved them till they were beyond hot, just even almost dried out too much, and then sat there and dipped them in Follow Your Heart tartar sauce. The whole plate was beige. It was very sad, but I ate it 3 nights in a row. Speaking of eating things 3 nights in a row, I posted that whole roasted vegan turkey before Thanksgiving and got in a world of shit for that. Vegans all over the world lost their fucking minds and decided it was very important that I know every detail of their distress. But I didn't care because that thing was while it wasn't the most awesome thing hot, it was the most awesome thing cold. It was like having, you know, leftover turkey for turkey sandwiches and turkey wraps and things, and I ate that every day for lunch and dinner for several days because it was a lot, and I gave half of it away to a friend, and still it was a lot. But I'll buy one again, especially when the holidays are over and they go on sale and they don't cost $50 anymore. If I get one for $30 and eat off of it, eat the thing for, I mean, my God, half of it fed me for almost a week. So, you know, if you're feeding a family, I think that's pretty economical. All right. Now I'm going to add, this is a 1/4 cup of chopped herbs. I had parsley and thyme. You could use any fresh herbs you like. Fresh oregano, thyme, basil, any herbs you have. That's what I had, thyme and parsley in my little patio garden. I happen to really like parsley. I think parsley's got a fresh, clean flavor, like celery too. I don't think they're garnishes or wasted, or not. I think they're significant and important flavors. I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper because I like my food spicy. I'm going to go with a full-on tablespoon of that. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. It's about a tablespoon of pepper. I also like a lot of pepper. And some salt, which I go a little bit easier on. This is pink Himalayan salt. All that's to taste. I'm not going to tell you how much to spice your food. Okay. So I saw this is somebody else's recipe. The original recipe was it's called the Happy Italian or something. And their pictures of this thing were genius. And my friend Rose and I both determined to make it immediately, and we both did. Mine didn't come out quite as pretty as the one I was mimicking. The one I was mimicking had real beef and stuff in it, so I had to adapt it. All right, now I'm going to add what I have here. This is probably cup and a half of just pureed tomatoes. What I did was I bought tomatoes and didn't get to them. They were starting to look wrinkly and not fun. And rather than just letting them sit there and get more and more wrinkly and rotted till I had to throw them away, I pureed them and froze them. I'm fucking genius. I don't know why I haven't been doing this my whole life. I throw away kind of iffy tomatoes all the time, and I'll never do it again. So I froze them. I should have defrosted this, but it'll defrost in here. I'm not going to make you watch it happen. But I'm putting in about a cup and a half of pureed tomatoes. You could use spaghetti sauce. I have a jarred spaghetti sauce that I'm going to use later to top it. This is Rayo's stuff, the spicy arrabbiata. I fucking love this shit. So yeah, I'm putting this in, and then we're going to have to wait for it to defrost. While that's happening, you need to have cooked. I'm going to add a cup and a half of cooked rice to this. And what I did was this is a head of, I think this is Savoy cabbage. Any cabbage will do. This Savoy cabbage is cool because it has this veiny surface and makes a nice pattern on the top of your cake. I just cored the bottom out of another one, took the bottom out of it, and then I kind of spread it open a little bit like you would with an artichoke, and I put it in about an inch of water boiling with the lid for 5 minutes. Then I took it out, put it in some cold water, plunged it in some cold water to stop the cooking, and yeah, it's in the sink there sitting in cold water now. So for my assembly of this cabbage cake. All right, when this is defrosted, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. This is not quite combined. If you don't know, I said it before, I'll say it again. Virtually all of my recipes have a link in the notes below to my blog where you can get a written version of the recipe. It's also at the very bottom of it, down with the links to the other social media sites, etc., is a print and PDF option. Click that. At the top, there's a images thing. You can get rid of the images, and then down in the body of the actual blog post, you can click things you don't need. Me talking, me saying this is delicious, whatever. Stuff you don't need to make the recipe. And then you can just print the remaining. Hold on a second. You can just print it out for a shopping list or written directions for when you decide to make a recipe. You have the written shite handy. All right. So if I don't give measurements, they might be, sometimes I forget, somebody caught me, I made a mistake where I didn't say how much I used or something, and in the written thing it should all be there. Ultimately you're going to use about 24 ounces of tomato sauce, or some kind of, tomato sauce. I'm saying this jar is only full to here. I use probably that much that I got from the freezer. So I'm going to use a little bit more of this, but I'm going to reserve some of it for topping it. Put a little more of that. And save. This is probably about a third of the jar I'm saving for after the fact. And now I'm adding a cup and a half of cooked rice. I think I am. This is brown basmati rice. You can use any kind of rice you prefer. This smells delicious. Okay, so once it's combined, you could or could not, you could add some nutritional yeast to this if you felt like it. I have a gigantic container of it in the fridge, but I'm not going to do that. I also have a little bit of, this is Follow Your Heart Parmesan. I'm going to save this for topping it after it comes out of the oven too. All right, so this is all combined. Let me prepare the assembly. Okay, I'm back. I have sprayed the inside of this big old casserole pan with some cooking spray. And now I'm going to take, oops, let me get the rest of the leaves. Da-da-da. Okay. I am taking the biggest and prettiest of the leaves, the outer ones, and I'm laying them at the bottom. The biggest, prettiest one you want to have hopefully be a crowning, because you're going to flip this when it comes out of the oven. So cover the whole bottom of the thing with these guys. Whoops. I would put this thicker, hard, I didn't cut that off. I'm going to have this, I'm going to lay it in there like this, so this hard part goes up the side of the cake. Maybe I should cut them off. This one's too curly. All right. And then, these pictures of this assembly on my blog too, from the first time I made it. This is only the second time I've ever made this. You need the bottom though to be pretty. Yeah, you might want to cut these thicker parts off. They're not pliable. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in a second. Oops. And then you're going to line all the way up so the sides are properly covered. Thick part's okay there, I think. I might need another head of cabbage. All right. I think I need another head of cabbage for this. I'm going to see how it goes. All right, I'm going to layer in some of this stuff. A layer of that, pressing it all down in there. A layer of cabbage. Whoops. More of this. And you just layer it back and forth until all your filling is gone or your pan is too full. Pack it down in there, press it in so that it's compressed so it will hold its shape when it's out of the oven. I'm going to put some more. I'm going to use these pieces I threw in the sink. Actually, I'm going to use them in a layer. Doesn't matter if the thick pieces are in the center. All right. Another layer. Just make sure you have enough to cover the bottom when everything's in here. I'm just going to dump all this in here. Okay. Let me get rid of this pan. Okay. Pressing that down there. All right. And now the last of it. Going to put the rest of it at the bottom. I'm going to cut these guys up. I'm going to actually fold them over, Fold that back in. And then top it with the rest of your cabbage. This is a small head of cabbage. It made just enough. I'm trying to tuck it around so that it creates a seal. Seems good. Okay, that's about done. I have preheated the oven to 350, and I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 for 40 minutes or so. Once it's out of the oven, what a mess this made. When it's out of the oven, I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm going to do this to it. I'm going to put this a plate, and I'm going to flip it upside down and carefully remove the casserole pan. And then you got your cabbage cake, and then you put some sauce on it, and you're done. Okay, now is the moment of truth. Been cooking for like 40 minutes. I'll let it cool for 15. I'm just going to run a blade around the side to make sure no cabbage is stuck on the side. We shall see. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm going to fuck this up. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. Oh, it's liquidy. I see liquid. All right. Woo. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that thing of beauty. Wow, I'm actually kind of impressed with it. Okay, that is it. So I'm going to warm up. When you're ready to serve it, you want to warm up some more pasta sauce, and just either let the people serve it, cut it into pieces, cut a piece, and then serve either sauce on their own individual serving, or you can do it and put some vegan Parmesan on there too if you want to. And that is it. That is my cabbage cake, or my vegan stuffed cabbage tower. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. There's a subscribe button below, and there's a little bell that's a notification bell. So if you click the bell, you get notified whenever I post a new video. And this is my Instagram and Twitter handles, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you.